start with second year. Okay, and I'm also happy to have the same division again. Okay, so we'll discuss first syllabus structure. Okay, what exactly the syllabus will contain, which are the different things you have to go through. Okay, as you are in second year now, everything will change. Okay, in first year you have only one subject of computer. Okay, rest of the things you have to focus in another part. But in second year now you have to you have all subjects which are belonging and which are very important as a part of your career point of view. Okay, so okay, I will share my screen. Okay, screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll first go through the syllabus structure. Okay, so I am here to continue with data structure and algorithms. Okay, so basically the prerequisite is our CPPS 1 and CPPS 2, which is the prerequisite that you must know all the concepts. Okay, maximum concepts that we have learned in CPPS 1 and 2, like we have a decision control structures, looping, and all the things that you must be aware of. Okay, arrays and functions, because these all things are not now covered in detail in the syllabus. Okay, so basically that part we have to focus. So this is very important subject as part of your future programming perspective. Okay, and this is the foundation of DA also. Okay, that is design and analysis of algorithm, which is the subject you may have in third year. Okay, so this is very important subject means in focus of your building of logic. Okay, because data structure is one thing that what we'll say it won't comes under the it won't depends on any what we'll say specific programming language. Okay, so it comes it is there which works with all the programming languages that we have to go through. Okay, so this is a structure, okay, that we have. Okay, so I will just first explain the syllabus that we have. Okay, so the first part we have an introduction to data structure. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first part that we have, that is introduction to data structure. What exactly data structure means? Can anybody tell me a short definition or your understanding about data structure? We have also taught a lot in second semester. Okay, what do you mean by data structure? Or any example of data structure? This is called as the data structure that you know. In C, which are the different type of data structure that you know? Any guess?
Sir, means data management so that we can access the information efficiently.
Yes, data management. So that is the correct word. Okay, as he said, data management is the correct word. Okay, so to work with an data that we have. Okay, so that is correct one. Okay, any other thing that you can tell about data structure? What we mean as a data structure, or any example? Can we call array as a data structure, structure as a data structure?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, because we have a raw data in hand.
Which we can store data, sir. The way in which we can store data or handle them.
Yes, please repeat. You're not audible clearly. Yes.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, Sanjit. सर्दी झाली का संजित?
Sir. हाँ, sir.
बोल.
Sir, data are ways to organize and store data.
Yes, correct one. Okay, it is the way of organizing and storing a data. Okay, whenever you are working with any programming language, you are working with the future advanced languages also. How the data is structured, okay, how the data is organized, it what we'll say, it counts a lot in a programming. Okay, because we have a raw data in our hand that we have to organize in such a way that it should be efficiently accessed. Okay, so suppose we have data of 100 student names. Okay, so how that 100 student names can be accessed? Okay, otherwise we can take an example of dictionary. Okay, so dictionary we can directly put means what we'll say synonyms and the what we'll say the word that to which we have to find out the synonym. Okay, so we can directly put that in one what we'll say array also. Okay, or one what we'll say a list also. Likewise, you'll have one array for synonym and second array for your what we'll say the meaning of that particular, one array for word and another array for the synonym we have. Okay, so suppose we have to access a letter, Okay, so suppose it is a structure as a letter we have to access. So what we have to do, we have to go through whole array. Okay, we have to check whether the structure is the first word, structure is the second word, structure is the third word. Yes or no? Getting what I am explaining? If you are going with an array approach, so it will be organized like that. Okay, so suppose that we have 1,000 what we'll say elements in our array. Okay, if there are 1,000 elements in our array, okay, and that structure is at the place of suppose 801. Okay, so how many checks we have to make to reach the structure word? Okay, so I will try to visualize that. So we'll first in this lecture we'll just see the syllabus and also the importance of the data structure, why this subject is there and what exactly the importance of this structure. Okay, suppose what I'm saying, okay, so this is my array. Okay, E, F, okay, I will say G, 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 G. Okay, these are the number of words. Okay, so likewise we are just making like this. Okay, so we'll have P, P, A, P, A, S. Okay, and likewise, okay, P, E. Okay, likewise we have a dictionary elements. Okay, I'm not going to write any specific words. Okay, and we'll have this S, suppose like word Satara. Okay, Sangli. Okay, this will not have words. Okay, again we'll have suppose support, and we'll have the structure at this place. Okay, so what will happen now? Okay, so I have started from the index at 0. Okay, this A is at index of 0. So there are some words at A, and now we have gone through. Suppose this P will be at suppose 501. Okay, likewise, and the structure will have suppose at the position of suppose, okay, 845. Okay, so now to reach this structure, okay, what I have to do, whether the structure is present in this array or not, what I have to do, which methodology we have to work with, whether the structure is present, and or I have to find out the index of structure, where is it, where it is, what I have to do?
Searching.
So we will check each searching.
Yes, we have to search. Okay, so there will be a linear search or there may be a binary search. Any search you can adapt. Okay, so no issue. Okay, but if you go through this, okay, so in linear search, how many comparisons we have to make? So we have to make a comparisons of 845. Okay, how many comparisons we have to make? So we have to make comparisons 845. So I will get this particular structure at the position 845. Okay, so how many comparisons we need to make? 845. But still it will give me a correct answer. Will it give me a wrong answer? So suppose I have to find out the synonym to structure. So this is in this particular array. Okay, so this structure synonym will be XYZ. Okay, so will I get the correct answer with this approach or wrong answer with this approach? Correct answer, na?
Correct
yes?
answer.
Yes. But still the number of comparisons we'll need, so that will be very huge. Okay, so that we can organize in another fashion. Okay, so which will make it very easy, okay, to find out the particular thing. Okay, so the structure, data structure works with the organizing the data. So we'll have a dictionary, we can organize like this. Okay, we can have heap data structure. Okay, there are a number of data structures that we have, okay, by which we can easily get the what we'll say the correct answer, or in efficient way. Correct answer will gain anyway we'll get the correct answer. Okay, but we are trying to make our program as efficient as possible. Okay, and that efficiency will be achieved maximally with the use of data structure. So I hope you understand the significance of the data structure. So there are a number of data structures which we have. Okay, so in the syllabus we're going to work with first we'll introduce the data structure, and the first unit itself we'll just going to touch to array. And the second thing, we have a hashing as a concept. Okay, so instead of how the data is stored in array, so it is stored in a sequential fashion. Okay, so that you all are aware with. Okay, so it is going to store in very sequential order. Okay, but there is another data structure which is called as an hashing data structure. Okay, so here we'll have another approach. Okay, so it is very efficient approach. Okay, so with the learning this hashing concept, okay, we'll get to know how efficiently we'll manage the data in a memory. Okay, so this is the first unit that we are going to focus with, that is introduction to data structure, where we are going to focus two different data structures, array, okay, and the second thing, that is an hashing. Okay, the next second unit we are going to focus with linked list. Okay, so that linked list is similar as an array. Okay, only the data is not going to stored as in sequential way as array. Okay, so it is randomly it will allocate the memory, that we'll see. With this it works on dynamic memory allocation. Then we'll have a stack and queue approach. Okay, But if you see these first 3 units, all are arrays. Okay, so this linked list is also similar to array. This stack and queue is also similar to array. I will come to the point what is stack and what is queue in today's lecture. You probably may know. Okay, so this we are going to study how to work with stack. Okay, so stack, you can consider stack like it is a you have kept suppose 10 books one above other. Okay, so which book is easy to pick? It is the top book which is there. Yes, you cannot directly remove the bottom book. Okay, so likewise it is a stack of plates, you can say, stack of books, you can say. Likewise it is working. Okay, so how the stack where it is used basically. Okay, so where the data is required, like where you have to work with the last element at first. Okay, so it is called as an last in first out. Okay, so last element which is put into last book which is kept above, okay, that will be picked first. Okay, last plate which is kept above, that will be picked first. Okay, so stack is there, and queue will be, you know that queue is a very familiar word. Okay, so you will have a ticket queue. Okay, if you go for a movie, okay, there will be queue for having a ticket over there. Okay, so likewise we have a vaccination queue. Okay, so likewise the first in first out. Okay, first which is reaching there, that will be out, what we'll say first. Okay, so likewise these are the strategy, you may say. These are the different data structures. So these 3 will be there. Then we are going to work with tree, which is something advanced. Okay, so that we are going to work why it is needed. Okay, we'll have a graph. Okay, so these all things are very, very important as considering this. This is a graph. Okay, and finally we'll have some sorting techniques. Okay, which is not covered in your first year. Okay, and multi-way trees. Okay, so this is the what we'll say the total syllabus that we have. Okay, and each and every bit is very, very important. Okay, if I comment on graph. Okay, so whatever your network you have. Okay, so graph is very, very important, because if you see these terms. Okay, so shortest path calculation. Okay, so suppose now shortest path calculation means what? Suppose you have to reach from Pune to Hyderabad. Okay, so which is the shortest path? Okay, how Google Map is going to calculate that shortest path? Okay, so that is going to calculate the shortest path by means of some methodology. Okay, so that particular thing you will have. Okay, traveling salesman problem. There are many real-time examples which are working on this particular what we'll say bits of data structure. Okay, so this is about the syllabus that we have. Okay, we'll just see what are the different course objectives we have. You may go through also. Okay, but what exactly we have to understand the standard and abstract data representation methods. Okay, to operate on various data structures. Okay, structured data, to build a logic, you have to use appropriate data structure and all these things. Okay, we have to work with graphical modeling for real life examples. Okay, so as I have told you, like Google Map you can take, or traveling salesman problem. This is very what we'll say most what we'll say asked example which we have. Okay, course outcomes, you have to develop a logic building skills to solve real life problem. Apply linear data structure. Linear data structure means what? Array is a linear data structure, list is a linear data structure. Okay, linked list is a linear data structure. Okay, where the data is stored in linear fashion. Okay, so once one data is stored, so your queue is also linear. You're not going to put one element at X side and one element at Y side. Okay, both are at the one level. Okay, so likewise linear data structure we have. Then select appropriate data structure and demonstrate a working solution for a given problem. Okay, so suppose if you have a given a scenario. Okay, so in that scenario you have to choose the appropriate data structure. So that ability you have to adapt from this syllabus. Okay, so suppose if I have given you an example. Okay, so suppose I have to make a program. Okay, so where I have to organize the data like that. Okay, so suppose I have to prepare a tokening system. Okay, tokening system means what? Okay, I have to prepare a queue. This is telling him. So if you have to prepare a tokening system, okay, so I have to give token to each and every member. Okay, so the first token will be given to first member, second token will be given to second member. Okay, and I have to organize that particular data like that. Okay, so no one will clash or no one will overlap others. So very obvious answer will be there. So we'll work with the queue data structure. Okay, so likewise you have to build an ability. Okay, to adapt to choose the correct data structure with the syllabus. Okay, again the fourth will be apply non-linear data structure. Okay, so like trees and graph. Okay, so these are very important stuff. Okay, that we are going to learn with. Okay, evaluate algorithms and data structures in terms of complexity. This is very, very important term we have touched in the last unit of last semester. Okay, so for complexity of the linear search, complexity of the binary search, how it is efficient. But now in this syllabus we are going to thoroughly go through these all points. Okay, and lastly we have to make, analyze and apply various sorting and hashing techniques. Okay, so these are the course outcomes that we have to build throughout the syllabus. And finally I will just comment out the scheme of this particular subject. Okay, and then we'll start with this with actual first unit. Okay, so basically this is a very high credit subject. Okay, we have 4 credits to this subject. Okay, total 4 hours will be utilized in a week. Okay, so you will have IE of 20 marks. Okay, the evaluation parameters of IE and how IE will be conducted, so that will be given you shortly. Okay, we'll tell you how it will be conducted. It will not like first year only exam, something additional will be there, so that we'll see. Okay, midterm will be 30 marks, end term will be 50 marks, and total subject is 100 marks. Okay, so I think you are a bit familiar with this. Okay, so any doubt or anything you want to ask? So can we move for unit number 1? Hello. Hello. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll just start with first unit. Okay, so basically the first unit will be that introduction to data structure. Okay, array and hashing. Okay, so that is the first unit. Okay, so which points we are going to cover? The first will going to cover the different types of data structures. Okay, which are the different types of data structure we have. So we'll have a linear data structure, we have a non-linear data structure. So which data structure to be called linear, which to be called non-linear? What do you mean by static data structure? What do we mean by dynamic data structure? Again, there are few types that we are going to touch, that is persistent data structure, non-persistent data structure. Okay, again, ephemeral data structure. Okay, there are different types we have, so that we are going to touch with. Okay, then the next and very, very important part that we have to cover in this unit, that is characteristics of algorithm. Which algorithm you are going to call as a very good algorithm. Okay, so that characteristics that we have to focus. Okay, then analysis of the algorithm. Okay, so how we can analyze. Okay, so suppose I have given you one scenario. Okay, so suppose we have to prepare a apple juice. Okay, so that is one scenario. Okay, so there are a number of methods by which we can follow. Okay, so someone tell my first step will be take apple. Okay, second step will be the cut apple. Third step will be to give it to mixer. Okay, and fourth step will be to serve. Okay, that is one approach. Okay, that is also the correct approach. Okay, second will be something else. Take an apple. Okay, mix it with some different fruits and make it like this. Okay, so the approaches for one problem. Okay, there are n number of approaches. Okay, so what our task is that we have to find out the efficient approach. Okay, but how we will call any program is an efficient one. Okay, so to judge that program as a very, very efficient one, so we have to analyze that algorithm. Okay, so likewise you already studied in first year. Okay, so we have 2 approaches to write an loop. Okay, so you can go with the looping approach, or you can go with the recursive approach. Okay, but still out of these 2, which is efficient for a current scenario? Okay, so how to check? Okay, how to judge? Okay, so which algorithm is efficient and which algorithm is not efficient? Okay, because whenever you are going for actual programming in an industry. Okay, so and if you are focusing on high package industries. Okay, so they are moreover going to focus on your quality of the program which you are going to write. Okay, they are not going to focus on whether you have given the correct output or not. Okay, the same program which you are going to write in 50 lines can be written in only 10 lines. Okay, but whether that number of lines will be the measure of the accuracy or a measure of the quality, or something else. Okay, so how it is calculated, so that we are going to learn on this analysis of the algorithm. Okay, so it comes with frequency count. Okay, time complexity and space complexity. These are the 3 very important terms that we are going to touch in this unit. Okay, then the next thing we have an array, so that you are very much aware about that. Okay, how array is represented in memory. Okay, what is called as an ADT, that is an abstract data type. Okay, how the address calculation is done. Okay, and finally in this unit we are going to cover hashing. Okay, so what is concept of hash? Okay, hash table, what do you mean by hash and hash? Okay, so that you are not aware, so I am not going to explain that. Okay, so we'll see once we reach out that point. Okay, so this is the unit number 1. Okay, so we'll just first introduce the data structure. Okay, we'll step by step what we'll see what is data, what is data type, what is data object, and what is data structure. Okay, and what is the need of data structure. Okay, so that is the agenda of first lecture that we have. Okay, and the types of data that we have that we are going to learn from this particular first lecture. Okay, I just start recording. I forgot to start recording. Okay. So basically what do you mean by a program? Okay, so a normal program, it requires a different kinds of information, okay, to be stored in a computer and input and the input data to be processed. Okay, so what is the main purpose of program? Whatever the problem statement you have in your hand, okay, so there comes a data, whether you are solving a real life problem, whether you are solving any type of problem. Okay, so everywhere it comes as data. Okay, so the main thing is that we have to store the data somewhere and we have to process that data. Okay, so that is our main requirement. Okay, so the storing of the data can be done in many ways. Okay, so basic thing, we are working on variables. Okay, so the normal variables, we can have an integer variable, we have a character variable, we'll have a number of different variables that we have looked. Okay, but that single variable is not able to what we'll say satisfy our real time or complex problem needs. Okay, so with the use of only single variable, we are not going to work with very efficiently. So already we have studied in array part. Okay, so instead of writing variables like integer a1, a2, a3, a4 for 100 elements up to a100, okay, what we are going to do, we are directly writing int a of 100. Okay, so that is our real time need, that is our need for solving the complex problem. Okay, so single variable is not efficient. Okay, so to solve a complex problem, so in that case, okay, there comes a role of a data structure. Okay, so data structure, what is data structure? It uses the collection of related variables, okay, that can be accessed individually. Individual single you can access with the index, or you can access as a whole. Okay, so that is the significance of the data structure. Okay, so it is a set of items, okay, so that are kept together. Okay, so that is the first thing. Again, the same thing, computer is a machine. So you know that all the levels of languages, machine level language, assembly, and higher level languages. So wherever you're working, okay, so there comes a data and it has an processing and manipulation. Okay, so when program is going to collect such type of data for processing, he is required to store somewhere. Okay, so we are working with storing and efficiently accessing. In data structure subject, what we are working with storing the data and efficiently accessing the data. Okay, so basically where comes this task? Okay, so representation of the data in the computer, accessing of the data, and how they solve the problem step by step. So this all tasks. Okay, so for doing all tasks, it comes a data structure. Okay, so likewise, if we take some examples. Okay, so how efficiently we can work with real time scenarios. Okay, so suppose I will give you an example. Okay, so I think we have solved okay, we can take that example of suppose traveling salesman. Okay, so have you heard about this problem, traveling salesman? Anyone? Hello? Yes, no? सेकंड याला आवाज कमी झाला पण तुमचा. ओके, ठीक आहे. Traveling salesman is a very general problem actually. Okay, so suppose salesman, you know the salesman. Okay, so now traveling salesman means what? We can take an example of paper distributor. Okay, paper जो वाटणार असतो सकाळी, so that will take an example. Okay, so suppose you have 100 papers in your hand. Okay, and you are standing at X location. Okay, and you have to put that papers into 100 homes. Okay, which are situated in your city, across the city. Okay, so suppose that may be 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers radius. Okay, you can say. Okay, so now how efficiently we can create a program. Okay, so that distribution of 100 papers will be optimized. Okay, so likewise, how we are working actually, suppose we are taking from one line and we are going to put that from that X location, we are starting, then we'll make A, B, C, D, like we'll just ourselves, we are identifying our problem. Okay, but in real time scenario, it's very difficult. Okay, and this is very, very complex problem in computer engineering. Okay, so likewise, so to create a program which will be finding that particular location in very shortest time. Okay, so we'll need a short time to put that papers in all 100 homes with very less with efficient way. Okay, so that will save your petrol. Distance should be less, timing should be less, okay, and efficiency should be less, okay. So likewise, how to work with that, okay. So where here we have to work with all these things, okay. So it comes with a graph data structure, okay. So likewise, if you have to work with any real-time problem, okay, so there comes a role of a data structure, okay. It's not like that only to start a programming, declare some variables, declare some data structure that like integer structure, integer array structure, classes and all the things. It's not that way, okay. You have to think first, okay, which is the efficient way we have to work with, okay. So that we have. So basically, when it comes with a data structure, okay, so there are two roles are very important. That is specification of a data and realization of a data. Okay, so basically computer science includes study of data, its representation and processing. Okay, so that is the main thing, okay. So specification is what we'll say, it is a representation of the data in a memory, okay. So how you are going to specify, and realization means what? Actually implementing that in a program. Okay, so these are the two terms you must keep in mind. Okay, so specification means what? What we'll say, we have to specify the data, how to represent the data, and realization means to actually write the data in a memory. Okay, so to deal with the data structure, we have four terms in our view. Okay, the first term will be data. What do you mean by data? What do you mean by data type? Then we'll have a data object and we have a data structure. Okay, you all are aware with these all four terminologies. We'll just touch this particular thing. Okay, what do you mean by data? So, but it is a piece of information. Okay, data is very simple. Okay, it's a piece of information. Okay, so there are two types of data basically. One is called as an atomic data and one is called as an composite data. Okay, so atomic data we can say which cannot be separated in more its variation. So likewise, if you have an integer value 1 2 3 4, so can you separate out that 1 2 3 4 with preserving the same meaning?
No, sir.
Okay, so that is called as an atomic data. Okay, and when it comes with a composite data, okay, so composite data means what? Suppose you have a structure. Okay, so in structure, what will have a name of the student, roll number of the student, then we'll have address of the student. So can we separate out the data? Roll number separately? Yes, so that is called as a composite data. Okay, so these are the two types of data, just to be aware about that. Okay, so but data means what? It is a piece of information. Okay, data type, you know how to store the data. Yes, so data type refers to kind of data a variable may store. Okay, so you have a data, you have to store somewhere. Okay, you may have a data in small number, you may have a data in Excel sheet. Okay, so whatever the type of the data you have, so there comes a data type. Okay, so you have to store the data. Okay, so it may have a that built-in data. Which are the different built-in data types that we have in C, C basically? Built-in data types. What do you mean by built-in data types?
Like int, char, integers, characters, strings.
Yes.
Then we can say float, double.
Yes. Integer, character, and float. You may say it is called as a real actually. Okay, integer, character, and real. These are the three basic data types. String is not a basic data type. String is a user-defined data type. Okay, so on the basis of these basic data types, okay, which are the different data types you are deriving, like array, structure, string, list. Okay, there are a number of different things that which are going to derive from the basic data types. Okay, it is called as a derived or user-defined data types. Okay, so this is the second term that we have. Next term we have a data object. Okay, so a data object is a representation of a container of the data value. It is what we'll say layman term. Okay, it's not that we are using actually. Data object is a runtime instance of the data structure. So likewise, you can say, okay, we have an data. Okay, so of what we'll say roll number of your division. Okay, so that is my data. How we can store that data? Okay, so which data type I will prefer for storing the data? Roll number. Integer data type. Okay, and integer array we can say. Yes, more specifically we can say integer array. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And data object is same thing, array representation of the array. Okay, so that is a runtime instance of the data structure. Okay, so when you are going to store that, okay, that is called as a data object. Which object is created? That array object itself is created once you store the data. It is called as a data object. Okay, so these three terms we have, and finally we have data structure. Okay, so data structure. What do you mean by data structure? How it is differentiated or how it is separate from data type and all the things. Okay, so data structure refers to data and it represents of the data object within a program. Okay, so likewise array is the normal way. You can say that, sir, array is also data type. Okay, data type is, it tells us how you are representing the data. It's not going to store tells us how you are going to work with the data. Okay, so data structure means what? It is going to tell us how to represent it in memory and how to work with that particular thing. Okay, so basically what it contains data structure, it contains a combination of elements. Okay, it may be a one data type data, or it may be a multiple data type data. Likewise, you have an array as a data structure, or you can have a structure as a data structure. Okay, so it's a combination of element. Data structure, it's a combination. That is first thing. And the second and very important thing, a set of associations or relationships, okay, involving the combined elements. Okay, so what exactly the association we have, how to work with that data. Okay, so that comes with this data structure. Okay, so I hope you are a bit familiar or got known, okay, what exactly this particular thing. Okay, any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay, so the first lecture itself is somewhat theoretical. Some theoretical concepts we have. Okay, later we are not going to again go with this PPT almost. Okay, so again, this is something in what we'll say more technical way, how we can define a data structure. Okay, so data structure can be defined like this. Okay, this is an integer data structure. Okay, so in more detail way, I'm saying that this is not actually in detail required. Okay, so first thing is the domain. Okay, so how we can represent a data structure. Okay, I just forgot to tell you the name of the books that you are going to refer. Okay, so this is also taken from one of the book. Okay, so these are the two textbook you can refer. Okay, that is Fundamentals of Data Structure in C++. This is very popular book, that is Ellis Horowitz, okay, of University Press India. Okay, so this book you can refer. Okay, Fundamentals of Data Structure in C++. Okay, otherwise you can refer Data Structure using C++. This is Varsha Patil madam, okay, which is head of the computer university. Okay, so that is BOS, Board of Studies University. Okay, so this is also very good book. Okay, so you can refer that. Okay, I also opened that now. Okay, so this is the book. Okay, so that we have. This is also with a good publication. Okay, it is an Oxford University Press. It's not a local author. Okay, it is published with Oxford. So these two textbooks you can refer. Okay, you can find out the very aligned syllabus in these two books. Okay, so because these are referred as a textbook. Okay, otherwise you can go with some references, data structure and algorithm. Okay, this is Pi is there. Okay, Gilbert and Behrouz, that Forozone. Okay, this is also very popular book that you can go with. Okay, and rest of Tannenbaum is there. Ellis Horowitz again, Fundamentals of Data Structure in C. This is C++. This is the same with C. Okay, you can go with this, and we have some web references also. Okay, but you can just refer these all books for this subject. Okay, to clear out more in detail concepts. Okay, so basically in detail representation of this particular data. Okay, so we have, wait a minute. Okay, so basically we have first thing we can say as the domain. Okay, how the data is domain. Okay, this is a range of the values that the data may have. So like we have an integer. Okay, the data. So you may have integer number, or you may have a boolean 0 and 1. Okay, how the data structure, this is the just abstract way of representing a data structure. We have a functions, okay, which are the different functions that you can work with the what we'll say the data. Okay, so this is a set of operations on the data. So on integer, which are the different operation we can perform. Okay, so we can create few functions. Okay, if I told you to make a program to check whether entered number is what we'll say integer or not. Okay, so or you have to perform some operations or some functions you have to do with this integer. Okay, so we can have 0. Okay, we can check with if 0. We can have add, we can have increment, we can have decrement. Okay, so these are the different functions. Okay, and axioms you can have. So this is a set of rules with which different operations can be performed. Okay, this mathematics won't come in your paper. Okay, don't what we'll say looking this particular thing. Okay, don't be take that thing. Okay, this is to just understand in more detailed way how the integer data structure can be represented. So it will have some domain thing. Okay, it will have some function, and axioms means set of rules how these functions will be performed. Okay, so suppose we have to find out 0, so we have to write some function if 0. Okay, so that is true or false, it will return. Okay, again you have to write some function for increment, some function for decrement and all. Okay, so this is the this representation that we have. Okay, so basically now we'll go with the types of the data structure. Okay, I hope this is clear. This point is clear: data, data types, data object, data structure, and this is small representation. Any doubt in this? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay. So now we'll just go with the types of data structure. Okay, so basically, if you see, this is a data structure that you know. Okay, so it is a particular way of organizing the data in efficient way. Okay, so we'll just directly go to the types of data structure. Okay, so these are all points we have already touched. Okay, so basically, what do you mean by program? So program is combination of algorithm plus data structure. Okay, the complete program, if you term. Okay, so that algorithm plus data structure. Okay, so if you see, okay, to write a single variable, so there are a number of ways how you can write. Okay, so likewise, you can write a variable as a static variable, you can write as an external variable, you can write as a long, you can write as a short. There are a number of ways how you can represent the variable. Okay, so on the basis of that variable, already we have learned. Okay, so if we have to work with a long int, okay, and if I have to work with short int, if I work with int, okay, so can you tell me what is the size of short int if it is 64-bit memory? Size of short int? 2 bytes, 4 bytes, 8 bytes. How much it is?
So 2 bytes.
2 bytes. Okay. What is size of int? It is 4 bytes. And what is size of long int? 4 or 8? It depends. Okay. Long int की कितनी size है? Long int will have 8 bytes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Okay. So now if any problem, if anyone given you question, okay, so what we have to do? Okay, I have to store a roll number of your division, or instead of storing, we can say, okay, so we'll create an array of roll number of your division. Okay, so which you will use, short int or long int?
Short int.
Okay, short int will be a very efficient way. Okay, so with long int we'll get the same answer which we'll get with short int, or any other answer we'll get same answer, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Same.
Okay, but the efficient way is to write short int. Yes, if you are to be work with some intelligent way to work on that. Okay, so efficient way will be to work with short int. Okay, that much is clear to everyone. Hello.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt? Any doubt? Okay, no doubt. Okay, so similarly, like whenever you are working with this data, okay, so working with short int also give the same result, working with int also give it same result, and working with long int also give the same result. Okay, where comes it comes, okay, if we use short int, okay, wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Okay, so so how it differs? Okay, it differs whenever some external entity will look at the program. Okay, if you return int, so it will be happy. Okay, so it will what will say, consider you as an normal student. Okay, but if you return short int for specific purpose, so it will just understand. Okay, so you are going in depth to store some space in a memory. Okay, so likewise, okay, so this is one example. Okay, so similarly, when we work with this data, okay, so there are different data structures. Okay, so suppose I will your linked list, you don't know, you may know that linked list part. Okay, so suppose I will tell one example, real time example. Okay, why this is I'm explaining, okay, to just more clear that part. Okay, so what I'm telling, one example, real time example will make. Okay, so suppose we have to okay, so suppose we have to store the data in a such a way that so deletion or addition will be efficient. Okay, that is one real-time example. The real-time scenario which is given. Okay, so the question is asked to you in real-time problem solving. Okay, you have to create you create a data structure where the deletion of the data or addition of the data will be efficient. Okay, so what we'll do if you are going to use array. Okay, so suppose I have 1000 element in an array. Okay, and I have to delete an element which is at location 500. So how you can delete that 500 data, location data? कसं डिलीट करणार आपण array मध्ये?
सर्चिंग टेक्निक.
हॅलो,
सर्चिंग टेक्निक.
आवाज थोडा कमी येते. मला येते का सगळ्यांनाच येते? Okay, so suppose I have to delete this 4. How we can delete this? Okay, so there are multiple ways. Okay, but the actual way, okay, someone given searching techniques. Okay, so yes, you have to search that particular record. So suppose I have found this record. Okay, so now how it is deleted, so I will reach to that particular thing. So this first thing will be as it is. Okay, so now this 8 will be shifted to this position, this 6 will be shifted to this position. Okay, and this rest of the thing will be shifted like this. Okay, so how many shifts we are going to work with? How many shifts we have to work with?
Sir, n-1 shifts.
Yes. Okay, so so total actually this element is found at 1 2 3 0 1 2 3 4 5 fifth position. Okay, and I have next element will be 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so I have to make 5 shifts. Is it clear to everyone to delete
Yes,
this
sir.
record? Okay, so suppose the same example I am repeating. Okay, so we'll keep it as it is. Okay, so same example I am repeating. Okay, so suppose I will just take 1 2. Okay, I will make dot 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 dot. Okay, and this is my 500. Okay, so again I will have dot 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 dot. Okay, so we'll have 998, 999, and 1000. How many shifts I need to do to delete this?
500.
Yes, 500 shifts I have to do. So to delete this, I have to shift all this to this side. You may say that, sir, we can directly replace it some negative number and we'll just check with if loop. Okay, so that will be an intelligent answer. But as a part of data structure, looking at the data structure where we have to save the memory also. Okay, so here we require 500 shifts. Yes, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is my question? It is ask you. Okay, so create a data structure where addition and deletion can be done in efficient way. So is it efficient way? Addition, deletion is done. No, your motto is solved. Okay, no issue. Okay, your motto is correct. It is solved. But is it efficient way?
No.
Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay. So there comes a role of choosing a data structure. Okay, so which data structure we are going to choose for this purpose? Okay, so which is the data structure we are going to choose for this purpose? Can you tell me if you know?
Linked list.
Yes, it will be a linked list. Okay, so a linked list, what we are going to do? So linked list it is not a sequential like this. It is actual sequential data structure, but it is not stored in a sequential memory location. Okay, so every element is linked to the next element. Okay, so how it is working? Okay. Every element is linked with the next element. Okay, so how it is actually? Okay, so how the linked list is working? This is my first element. This is my second element. Okay, this is my third element, and this is my fourth element. Okay, so now what I have to do? I have to delete this element in between. Okay, so I have to delete this element in between. Okay, and suppose we will have again in as per our example, we'll have some more elements in this list. Okay, so suppose these are more 500 elements next to this. Okay, so to delete this, how the linked list is organized actually? Okay, so this is linked to this element like this as a pointer. Okay, this is linked to this element with a pointer. Okay, this is linked to this element with a pointer. Okay, and this is linked to this element with a pointer. Okay, that is an approach. We'll see in detail. Okay, when I'll go to the second unit, but we'll just thinking. Okay, how data structure, choosing a data structure is very important. Okay, so now suppose I have to delete this. Okay, so how array will do? Array will shift all these element to this side. Okay, array will shift all this element to this side. Okay, but in linked list, what we are going to do? It's very simple. Just remove this link from over here. Okay, and what we are going to remove this link also from over here. Okay, and just pass on this link. Okay, this link will be directly connected to this element. That's simple. Okay, that simple way we are dealing with this particular linked list. Getting how efficient it is? Okay, so is our purpose is solved? So that is create a data structure to delete an addition in efficient way. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope I am able to tell you. Okay, so when it comes with a program, so data structure likewise, data structure will be a very important part. Okay, so that we have to consider. I think time is over.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today to just introduce. Okay, next lecture we'll just go with the types of data structure in detail. Okay, and these all these primitive, non-primitive, linear, non-linear, static, dynamic, and all the types we'll just see. Okay. So just I will take an attendance and then we'll stop. Okay. Any doubt or anything that you want to ask, you can ask till.
सर हमें लंच ब्रेक क्यों नहीं दिया सर बीच में फर्स्ट वीक में
This first week is only for theory. Okay. From next week you'll have practicals. Okay. Then you'll have an actual timetable. Okay. So there you'll get all lunch break and all. Okay. Because today's session I think it is going to over till 2 ना 2 पर्यंत संपून जाते हैं ना.
Yes, sir.
यस सर 2 बजे वाजले
ठीक आहे सर. मी एक मिनिट अटेंडन्स मार्क करतो. 11 is absent. $39, 41, 53, 64,
तो 53 आए तो नाउ चेंज कर लेना है.
सर 64 को छोड़ के बाकी सब तक जो नंबर आए वो सब हैं ऊपर नीचे है सर, थोड़ा अभी ऑर्डर में नहीं आया है.
हाँ नहीं अभी कोई होगा ना अलग नाम से तो सिर्फ मुझे बोलो.
यस सर 11, 39 और 41 भी है मीट में.
69 है क्या? 69
यस सर 69 भी है मीट में. 51 है.
39 है.
यस सर
11
संजीत
11 है क्या?
11
प्रेजेंट ना संजीत है. हाँ यस ठीक है.
यस
41
Yes, sir, present.
ठीक आहे. 41 पण आहे. 64
प्रेझेंट सर.
आणि 71 इज नॉट देयर. 71 नाही आहे. ठीक आहे. ओके सो आय थिंक ओनली 71 इज अब्सेंट. ठीक आहे. ओके सो
प्रेजेंट सर 71.
ओके तूच पहिला आला तर ठीक आहे. ओके ठीक आहे. देन विल मीट अगेन टुमारो. थँक यू व्हेरी मच. हॅव अ नाईस डे. बाय.
थँक यू सर.
थँक यू.